TV23 KDGL. Covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV23 Studios in Sublette, this is High Plains Today.
Hi, everybody, on this foggy, soggy Thursday, January 7th, 2016. Welcome to High Plains Today on TV23. Today's show will be joined by our entertainment correspondent from Chicago, Adam Jewell. Now, let's take a look at some of the stuff that's happening out there. At approximately 6:20 yesterday evening, a 2015 Dodge Charger driven by 35-year-old Diana Walter of Cimarron was eastbound on U.S. Highway 50 about 2 miles west of Dodge City when she attempted a left-hand turn and was struck by a 2000 Yukon being driven by 35-year-old Jenna Warnke of Ensign. A 12-year-old Scott Walter, a passenger in the Dodge, and Warnke were both transported to Western Plains Medical Complex. A 40-year-old Billings, Montana man was extradited to Finney County Tuesday after being arrested in connection with the April 1st armed robbery of a Garden City liquor store. Lance Tyler was arrested December 21st in Billings on an allegation of aggravated robbery after physical evidence submitted to the Kansas Bureau of Investigations for forensic testing identified Tyler as the suspect in the robbery of Chapel Liquor. Now, according to Garden City Police, Tyler was wanted in West Virginia for an armed robbery that occurred 2 days before the Garden City robbery. On Tuesday, Tyler was extradited to the Finney County Jail on the charge of aggravated robbery. And Garden City Police arrested a 37-year-old man Saturday night that they say battered a woman at a local motel. Joseph Johnson of Derby was arrested on allegations of aggravated assault, criminal possession of a firearm, domestic battery, criminal damage to property, and possession of drug paraphernalia. At about 10 p.m. Saturday, police went to the Sunflower Inn in response to a domestic disturbance where a woman was reportedly battered. When officers arrived, they found the woman hiding in a vehicle in the parking lot. Police found Johnson hiding in the hotel room and arrested him without incident. Officers found a firearm and other items of evidence at the scene. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment has issued a boil water advisory for the Heritage Feeders public water supply in Haskell County. Now, according to the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, health officials issued the advisory because repeated bacteriological monitoring samples have been total coliform positive. A total coliform is an indicator organism that may suggest the presence of more harmful bacteria. KDHE has issued the advisory as a precautionary measure until drinking water samples indicate no further contamination. Now, the advisory took effect yesterday. Man, there's a lot of big words in that story. Ready to shed those holiday pounds? Start training for the Pancake Day race. The 67th International Pancake Day is February 9th in Liberal, and all racers of all ages may begin signing up at 10 a.m. Saturday, January 16th at the Liberal Recreation Center in Bluebonnet Park. Now, sign-ups will continue through January 29th. The number of contestants in each race is limited to 15, and a category will be closed once that limit is reached. There is no entry fee. Ooh, that's the best kind, free. Lawmakers on Tuesday decided a draft report on K-12 education needs a rewrite after accusations the document closely resembled work done by the KPI, conservative think tank. Now, during a meeting of the K-12 Student Success Committee, Representative Ron Rickman Jr. of Olathe led the charge to send the report to legislative researchers for change. Rickman said he wanted the report tied back to the testimony the committee heard over the past few months. The draft report, which leaked to reporters last Monday, said the state's current testing approach fails students, called the method of identifying at-risk students discriminatory, and advocated for state oversight of local school bond proposals. In a 15-minute meeting, the committee unanimously voted to table the report and send it to the legislative staff for a rewrite. Guess what? No firm timetable for its completion was announced. And since there were no jackpot winners winning tickets sold last night's Powerball jackpot, Saturday's estimated jackpot is $700 million. You can see the live drawings of Powerball and its numbers right here every Wednesday and Saturday at 9:59 p.m. Stick around. I'll be back with a foggy, soggy forecast after this.
You're watching High Plains Today on TV23 with host Chris Jewell. TV23's internet service and 4G live streaming provided by United Wireless. Coverage you deserve. Service you expect. United Wireless.
You want to feel connected, at one with your world. Informed, included, and inspired. So no matter where you are, when important things happen, we're here at all hours, in the moment, on every screen in your life. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. We investigate and inform, give back to the community, build the local economy, even save lives. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. And unlike any other news source, we're here, 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 and here. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 110 children is diagnosed with autism. That's a 600% increase in the last 20 years. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
Now, the local weather forecast for the High Plains.
And as we look up to the northeast on the TV23 tower cam, I told you, it's wet, it's foggy, it's soggy. Let's take a look at our readings here at the station. 36 degrees, 96% the relative humidity. Winds are out of the north at 11. Barometric pressure is holding steady. Yeah, it's cloudy too, besides being foggy. Looking at our current temps around the area, everybody is pretty much in the 30s. A few lower 40s here. Medicine Lodge and Perryton coming in at 40, but it's not in Liberal at 43, but pretty much that's our high today. Just going to tell you. And the reason the dew points are so high, that's why our humidity is so high, because we're very, very close to our temperature. Look at that. Medicine Lodge was 43. Their dew point, 43. Humidity, 100%. It's math. I have a hard time with that. And as we look at our current wind speeds out there, we can see everybody is out of the north, northeast, except you get over here farther to the east in the viewing area, there is a line of showers that's running from about Ness City down through Buffalo, Oklahoma right now. That's kind of trying to move back to the north, northwest a little bit. They're moving really, really slow. So that's what kind of screws up. That's what it tells you why the wind temperatures are in different directions. Looking at our highs and lows as recorded at the Garden City Regional Airport, 44 was our high yesterday, 68 ties in 65 and 2006. 23 our overnight low, minus 18 back in 1971. Currently, no new precipitation in the bucket. Now, you can see this is what's coming up for today, precipitation-wise. The National Weather Service is calling for about 1 to 2 inches in this expected area way up north of Scott City on its way up to Waukene. Everybody else down here, Garden City, all the way over to just north of Dodge City, could have a mix of rain and snow. Everybody else, pretty much just rain. Now, this is just the model for today, so there could be more coming tomorrow. As we look at our forecast, cloudy and rain, 40% chance. Winds will be out of the north at 11. Our high is only going to be 40. Looking at tonight, cloudy with a rain is going to be turning to snow. Probably later this evening, there is a 30% chance, 27 the overnight low. Winds will be out of the north, northwest at 9. Then tomorrow, 50% chance of that precipitation sticking around. 36 degrees for our high. Winds are going to be out of the north-northeast at 13. Any new snow that we do get, if it's going to stick, it's going to be less than 1 inch. Then tomorrow night, still that 50% chance sticking around, 20% for the low. And if we do get any more new snow in this 50% chance, it's going to be less than 1 inch. So we'll have a total accumulation in this part of the world about 2 inches or less. As we look at the 7-day, you can see you're going to have to get the coats out because we get into the weekend, and starting on Monday, we're dropping down into the 20s. Look at those lows. They're getting down into the tees for most of next week, but sunshine starts to creep back in starting on Monday. That's a look at the weather. We'll be back with the markets and Adam Jewell after this.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
When you do business with United Wireless, you're doing business with people living and working right here in Southwest Kansas, not someone halfway across the world. We're proud of the fact that every day we serve our friends and neighbors, our healthcare providers and hairdressers, technicians, farmers, and local retailers. You are the people who make Southwest Kansas great, and for all you do, we believe you should be treated with the utmost respect. We are United Wireless, and we are Southwest Kansas proud.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
And welcome back, everybody, to High Plains Today on TV23. Now joined by our entertainment correspondent via Skype from Chicago, Mr. Adam Jewell. How are you today?
Fine.
The wave is a nice touch. All right, you've got 3 movies you're going to talk to us about today. And oddly enough, all 3 of these are in theaters, correct?
Someone, yes.
Okay, well, or are going to be. You're not going to talk to us about binge watching or anything like that today.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, the first one we want to look at, and I know you've seen this, is a Quentin Tarantino movie, Hateful Eight.
Yes. Hateful Eight already came out over Christmas, but that was the 70mm Roadshow edition. It's getting a worldwide release now for the theaters that do not have the capability nor wanted to do the 70mm show.
Okay, so just for everybody at home, though, 70mm, explain that. That's kind of like HD for 35mm, right?
Yes. It's what movies back in the 50s and 60s were shot in. Things like Spartacus and Lawrence of Arabia were shot in it, if you've ever heard of those 2 movies.
Oh, yeah, kind of. Well, the 70mm just means, I mean, it is actually, it's the same number of frames per second, but the film is much wider.
It's wider.
Right.
It's wider. So the theater I went to and saw it, they had to put in a special screen and special sound system for it. And that's the way Quentin Tarantino wanted to do it. So now when you see it, it's going to be in 2.35, but still, it's still good.
Okay. All right. So what's Hateful Eight about?
It's about a bounty hunter who goes and who's bringing his bounty in to hang, but he and a bunch of other, how should I put it, men of ill repute.
Scallywags? We'll call them scallywags. Scallywags?
Yes. Are all holed up in a haberdashery because of a big snowstorm.
That's a hat store. Haberdashery? No? Okay. It's a dry goods store, clothing store, et cetera, et cetera.
Pretty much like a truck stop of the 1800s.
Okay.
If you want to put it in today. Anyway, and the idea is that someone isn't who they say they are and is going to try and break the criminal free, played by a wonderful Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Okay. And now this is kind of a comeback for her because she hasn't been in a lot lately, has she?
No.
I mean, like Fried Green Tomatoes was her last big hurrah, and that's been a long time ago.
So, and it also has got Kurt Russell, Sam Jackson, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen. So.
Okay. All right. So another delightful shoot 'em up, bang bang movie from Quentin Tarantino,
Violent.
right? Violent. Yes. All right. You recommend this, so you liked it, didn't you?
I would say go see it.
All right. So, but my one big question is Kurt Russell's mustache, the big chopper, real, fake?
That's real.
Okay. All right. All right. Hateful Eight. Go see it. All right. The next one we're going to talk about is just simply called Carol.
Yes. It's one of those movies that you probably wouldn't like because it's going to make you think. So, what Carol is, it stars Kate Blanchett, and it takes place in the 50s in suburbia, and she's a lesbian, and It talks about the basically forbidden love story between her and another character, Rudy Mara.
So this is kind of going out on the edge for the time frame that it's set in.
Correct.
All right, and it has a message. So I probably won't go to it just because I just don't want to go for the pure enjoyment of watching a movie.
You can go for a pure enjoyment and get the message.
Oh, all right. Okay. So have you seen, is this out yet, Carol?
It is out.
All right. Have you seen it yet?
I have not.
You plan to, though. I know you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't bring it up. All right.
Probably.
Okay. So, but you do recommend get out there and see it because that's kind of a departure from the Hateful Eight. I'm telling you. That's a 180.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. That's you. You're multicultural. You can hit them all, right?
Expand your horizons, people.
Okay. Thank you for that. All right, the final movie we're talking about is now, and you're going to have to tell me if this has started yet or if it starts today or tomorrow, but it's The Revenant with Leo DiCaprio.
So it's The Revenant. It starts worldwide tomorrow, but it's been limited release like LA and New York. So it starts tomorrow. It's released nationwide tomorrow. Excuse me. So what it's about is about a fur trapper who's mauled by a bear and then is left for dead. And his son is also killed in that process. And so it's him on his path to revenge.
All right. Okay, so this is based on the life story of a man named Hugh Glass, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But the thing is, this man was black, number one, and they actually did leave him, and it wasn't really, and it was after 2 weeks that they left him because of his wounds and everything. They're like, well, you're kind of slowing us down. So that's why they made that call. So they changed a few things around and spiced it up a bit. What?
I have a question.
Okay.
This sure looks a lot like a couple of other movies. The very first one that was ever based on Hugh Glass's life was called Man in the Wilderness back in the 70s, and it featured Sir Richard Harris.
Okay, well, it may look like it, but it's not, so.
Okay, this looks like a remake of Man in the Wilderness and has some undertones of another very good movie that was kind of like this, not based on Hugh Glass, but was Jeremiah Johnson with Robert Redford.
Okay, but still, it's not.
All right. So what kind of performance do you think Leo DiCaprio gives in this? Because all of a sudden there's what you would say, and I'm going to use your finger quotes, Oscar buzz.
Well, apparently he gives an A+ performance, and the thing is, he really gets after it in this movie. He eats an actual, I believe it's buffalo liver.
Okay, so, I'm sure it's highly nutritious.
So there's that. You see him wading through a frozen lake, which he actually did because they shot it in Canada in winter, and the director, Alejandro Gonzalez, I'm going to completely butcher this name, okay, I'm not even going to try it. Anyway, the director is the same director who directed Birdman. So,
okay, that was the one with Michael Keaton last year, right?
No. And so with that, what he also did was he decided the cinematographer only wanted to use natural light for everything. So there's no lights on set. They only use natural light, and they only film during a specific time of day. So if the lighting wasn't right, they weren't shooting. So, and cameras are like thrown off cliffs and thrown in the snow. It was a very difficult production, but it seems like that's what happens when you're creating a masterpiece.
Okay, so you think that the Oscar buzz on this one already is warranted?
Yes.
All right. And it starts worldwide tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Correct.
All right, so we'll make sure that we get out and see those three. Hateful Eight, you enjoyed. Carol, you're going to go see, and I know you're going to go see Revenant, but I would advise you to watch Man in the Wilderness with Richard Harris after you see The Revenant so you can compare them to me.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
All right. Have a good week, Adam. See you next week.
Okay.
And stick around. I'll be back with more after this. Hi, I'm Chris Jewell, host of High Plains Today, a 30-minute news and information program that airs at noon weekdays right here on TV23. Hey, do you think you have an idea for something that would make a great segment? Somebody that would make a great interview? What about a community event that needs highlighting? Let us know here at the station. Email us news@kdgltv.com. Hi, Chris Jewell, host of High Plains Today, a 30-minute news and information program that airs weekdays at noon right here on TV23. We talk about news, we talk about sports, we talk about weather, we're even going to talk entertainment. We'll have live guests right here on set with me. So, every day at noon, tune in, High Plains Today. We'll see you then.
Weekdays here on TV23.
Hey, we're back. Ken Griffey Jr. was considered Mr. Clean during 22 years in the major leagues, untainted by accusations of drug use as he climbed the home run list during the height of the steroids era. Now, he nearly made a clean sweep in the Hall of Fame voting yesterday. Griffey received 437 of 440 votes in his first appearance on the Baseball Writers Association of America ballot, a record 99.3%. That's not bad, Junior. And Mike Piazza, the other top offensive catcher in baseball history, was elected too and will be inducted along with Griffey into Cooperstown on July 24th. Good for them. Those are the only two. Yeah, trust me. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, not even close. Jameis Winston had a strong rookie season, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tripled their victory total from the previous year. Still, wasn't enough to save Coach Lovie Smith's job. Smith was fired last night after going 6-10 this season, 8-24 overall in 2 years, running a team that has missed the playoffs 8 consecutive years. I guess you got to blame somebody. And LeBron James has dropped Johnny Manziel as a business client. Oh, imagine that. A spokesman for James said the NBA star ended his market agreement with Manziel and the embattled Browns quarterback, whose behavior has left him on some shaky ground in Cleveland. That guy is something else. Let's take a last look at our weather before we get out of here on this foggy, soggy Thursday. 36 degrees. Relative humidity is 96%. Winds are out of the north now at only 6. Barometric pressure holding steady. Now, we do have another chance of precipitation rolling in. 40% tomorrow, 50 on Friday. It's going to chill down, though, going into the weekend. Go out and make it a great Thursday every day, everybody.
Keep up to date with the latest information from TV23 on our Facebook page, KDGL TV.
It's not his new group of friends. It's not the video games. It's not the neighborhood.
Mom, do I have to go to school today?
The biggest threat to your child's future could be you. Every day they miss, even in middle school, puts their graduation at risk.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans.
These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids.
Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. so is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.